Stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Today, the Chicago City Council passed the mayor's budget plan, and it includes a guaranteed basic income plan that will give thousands of residents monthly payments from the city of Chicago.
The Universal Basic Income Pilot Program is a $31.5 million cash assistance program meant to help hard-hit low-income households. During her post-council remarks, the mayor said it's the largest targeted economic relief program in history, and it's just part of what she's calling a resiliency and recovery budget.
Resiliency and recovery budget. You do that. We're not recovering now. People don't understand. Since 2008, we've never had an economic recovery. We've had a propping up. That's a big difference. They propped us up for the last 13 years with zero rates, with quantitative easing. We've been propped up, and not the economy, okay? The stock market. And then they point to the stock market and tell you that's the economy. So they get the stock market to rally big time by turning around and printing money, destroying our nation, destroying the middle class, with all this printing of money, total destruction, instead of business investment. It's all printing. It's just amazing. Now they're going to print more money for this. And then last night they said that they're considering giving every person who came across the border, and that, let's say Texas, and they put them in jail overnight or whatever, because they were separated from their family. Everybody's going to get about $500,000, $400,000 to $500,000. Can you imagine the amount of people now that are going to start coming to this border? But the point is, they want to give these families who are separated because one of the members went to jail $500,000. Then we got this guaranteed income. I mean, it's like La La Land. You know, here's the problem. And I blame these fake business news networks. They always look to the stock market and tell people, look at the market. Look how great it's doing. Another all-time high. Every day, all-time high. And they tell you, they take parking space in your head, that that's the economy. The stock market reflects the health of the economy. It doesn't. It doesn't. You know what it does? Trade deficits. Because trade deficits identifies the true strength of the economy. Because it reflects the strength of your dollar in your treasury bond, your bond market. That's what if you really want to know how good the economy is doing, look to the trade deficit. And our trade deficits are insane. They're nuts. They're crazy. Because nobody cares. It used to be when you had a trade deficit, the president and his people would turn around and make sure they'd raise rates right away and get the trade deficit under control. Because trade deficits are an awful thing. They're terrible. They eliminate millions and millions of high-wage jobs, manufacturing jobs, and then they put all kinds of downward pressure on wages of these production workers. And they eliminate just job after job after job. Trade deficits. Because of trade deficits, they've reduced investments in research and development. Companies don't spend that money anymore because of trade deficits. Trade deficits kill our productivity, kills our economic growth. And when you see your income is stagnating, it's because of trade deficits. Nobody talks about trade deficits. They don't want you to know about trade deficits because the one thing they don't want you to know, Wall Street or the fake business news network, that's where you go to find out the truth of the economy, how we're doing. And if you looked at that, you'd say, oh my God, we're not doing well at all. But no, they'll point to apples. Oh, that's the economy. Bunch of goofballs. I mean, over the past 2 decades, the U.S. has accumulated record trade deficits, and nobody seems to care. They don't care because they mask it with this quantitative easing. That's what they do, just like they mask stagflation. They always mask this stuff with what? Print more money, keep printing more money, take the money, go buy treasuries, bring interest rates down to zero, loan that money to CEOs so they can buy their own shares, reduce their own outstanding stocks, the shares of their stocks, so their earnings will be fake. If they reduce the amount of outstanding shares, they can spread their terrible earnings over a reduction of shares. And now, instead of your stock price going down, instead of the stock price going down $5, they financially engineered it so now it goes up $10. And that's why we have the biggest bubble in history. So they make sure they mask the trade deficit. They don't want you to look at that. They don't want you to look at that. This is crazy. Now, remember, trade deficit is what you look to identify the true strength of the economy, especially our competitive strength. Now, trade deficits, they will reflect the real strength of our dollar and our bonds. That's the key right there. That tells you really how the economy is doing when you identify the strength of the dollar and identify the strength of the bond. Example, the stronger the dollar and the lower the yield or interest rate reflects a low trade deficit. That's good. So if you have, think about it again, if you have a strong dollar and low interest rates or bond yields, that means we got a low trade deficit. Now that's a good thing. Low trade deficits are a good thing because low trade deficits is linked to a strong economy, as we would be exporting more goods than we are importing, which also identifies we are spending money on on business investment, which means more jobs, wage increases, economic growth. So it's a great thing if we have a low trade deficit, and you know that by simply looking at your dollar, what kind of shape the dollar is in. If it's strong, that's what you want. And look at your interest rate. You want lower interest rates. Now that means low trade deficits, but we haven't had low trade deficits in decades. You know why? Especially in the last it's in the last 13 years, because they say we don't have to worry about low trade because what we are doing is financially engineering the stock market, and we're with quantitative easing and all these stock buybacks and all this 0% money, we're engineering the market to go up, and so people won't even care. They won't care if we have high trade deficits, which means we have a weak dollar, which means we have weak bond yields. And those two things, weak dollar, weak bond yields, will turn it into a crash. Unbelievable. We'll be right back after this break with some stocks.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. What's the difference between an investment banker and a ghost?
When a ghost jumps out the high-rise window, it floats. Now here's Phil.
And welcome back to my Phil's Gang. Remember, listen to my radio show every day on my YouTube channel. Please hit subscribe, like, and share. Also, if you want to join the gang, free for 10 days, where you get everything you need, including the color-coded chart. And every day, we post our portfolio of stocks. We have a member portfolio. And every day, as a member, you'll have access to that. And we tell you, we post at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, give you instructions on each stock, what to do. Do you add to your position? Do you not add to your position? Where do you put a stop in? Do you take profits or take half your profits? Or should we turn around now, take all our profits, and then short it? Nobody else does that. We do that every day. That's what we do every day. We start at 4 in the morning around here, and by 2 o'clock, we start posting so we know exactly how our portfolio is doing. And then you can share in our portfolio. If you do that and you stay on the reservation, you're going to be just fine. Now, if you want to build your own portfolio, after you've been with us, and you learn how to invest properly, because remember, 80% of you lose money in the stock market because you don't invest properly. You don't. 80% of people lose money because they don't know how to get out of the market. They don't even know when to get out. And the biggest problem, that their stock goes up and all of a sudden turns around and starts going down. They say, get me out. And they let the stock go all the way back down, and they're not shorting it. Instead, they're going to go find another stock that's already up 30, 40%. That's what's crazy about that. That's nuts. If you go into a sector, let's say you go to auto sector, you go healthcare sector, whatever, and you buy a stock and your stock went up, let's say 25%, you get out of that stock because you know it's going back down, or you at least think it's going down, so get me out, I got 25%. So then you go buy another healthcare stock. But wait a minute, all those stocks are up too. So you end up buying an overpriced stock. So if you've been in a couple of stocks in the market, the whole market has moved up 10, 15, 20%, and then you go to get out of your stock, and this is crazy. You should take the stock you're getting out with, just change your position and short. And that's what we do here. We'll show you how to do that. Now, this thing with the trade deficit drives me nuts because they don't talk about trade deficits. They don't want you to know about them. Because trade deficits are a killer. And they don't want you to know that it's so easy to identify the truth. The truth. What is the economy, good or isn't it? They lie to you every day. But you can identify. It's never wrong. Never look at the stock market. What are you, nuts? That has nothing to do with the economy. It's been financially engineered since 2008. It's financially engineered with quantitative easing called QE and stock buybacks. It doesn't reflect anything except this easy money, access to easy money, cheap money. That's all it reflects for 13 years. And it's been a wonderful 13 years. But now we got some real headwinds. We talked about yesterday. They're denying their stagflation. You go down the street and you take 100 people, you'd be lucky if one knew what stagflation is. Nobody's talking about the occupancy rate. 32% of offices are not occupied in this country. That is the lowest in history. Nobody talks about that either. Nobody's talking about the foreclosures. Remember now, September 6th, they stopped with all the programs. Remember, you could delay your payment for 18 months. Remember, Biden said, go ahead, delay your payment for 18 months. You haven't got to pay your landlord. You haven't got to pay the bank for 18 months. Go spend. Enjoy yourself. Remember that? Don't pay your utilities. We'll pay those for you. Don't worry about it. Well, that's gone now. And look what happened. The minute that was gone, look at the foreclosures. Remember, that was only September 6th. This is October 29th. And already foreclosures are up 32% just for the quarter. Remember, the program just ended. It's not like the program ended a year ago and foreclosure up 32%. It ended, what, 5 weeks ago? Up 32% since the last quarter. Here's the killer. Foreclosure up 67% from a year ago. And all this inflation that's going on, that's created on purpose so that they can, the government can pay down their debt at your expense and my expense. Well, guess what's going on with that? Pending home sales are down now, 8% since a year ago. Why? Because now interest rates are pushing up. For the first time, they're up above 3%. Home prices are up 20% since a year ago. And those people are going to get killed. Anybody, I said to you, remember I said during that big phase between March 2020 and July, August 2020, I said to you, if you're going to buy a house, you're going to be paying 20-30% too much for that house. Now everybody's finding out that's exactly what they did. Now, if you put down 20-30% down payment, which I hope you did, then you're not going to be underwater and you can sit with it and you're going to be fine. But most people don't do that. We have a terrible economy, but the way you listen to these guys on the fake business news network, oh no, everything's wonderful. Everything's really great. Well, how can it be great when the government's annual income is $3.3 trillion and after expenses, the government has a net loss of $1.5 trillion? They're spending more than they're taking in. That is a default. And how do they get rid of that default? Through inflation. They steal from you and me. So right now, inflation, they're admitting now it's no longer 2%. They're saying it's now 5%. Well, that's a lie. It's 13%. But let's go with their 5%. They're stealing from your retirement, from your 401k, 5%. That's how they pay the default. But they don't talk about that either. So what do? Make sure you're in the right stocks. And we are. More when I get back. Join my gang. Free. 877-600-GANG.
More information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money. because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. What's the difference between an investment banker and a ghost? When a ghost jumps out the high-rise window, it floats. Now here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG. Or go to philsgang.com. Click where it says Working Investor Group. And you have a beautiful group of stocks. Every day we go over those stocks with you. We post at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Those stocks, that's our portfolio. And you can participate in that portfolio with us. The first 10 days we tell you not to use real money until you get comfortable. And it's fun, and you're going to learn that 80% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out of the stock. But the most important thing, when a stock goes down, they don't turn around and just sell it short. It's so easy with today's technology. So easy. It just drives me crazy, because that's how you make money in this business. You wouldn't drive a car. You wouldn't order a car to just give me forward but no reverse. I've been through this 100 times with you. You just can't get across to them. They don't. I don't know what it is. Same thing with the economy. They'll listen to these idiots, these dopes on these fake financial news networks. They'll listen to them and follow their advice. They're not there to help you. Just like our politicians. You think our politicians are there to help you? No, they're there for the party. Now, how do we know that? Because they're doing nothing about the trade deficits. That's what's going to take this market down, is the trade deficits. You can't have a trade deficit. I think this last one that came in was, $95 billion. It was crazy. So if you have a low trade deficit, that's great, because you're going to have the strong dollar, and you're going to have lower the interest rates. The bond yields are going to be lower. That's what you want, but that's not what we have. What we have is a high trade deficit. We got a weak dollar and high yields. But they don't care. See, it used to be, before Baby Bush and Obama, okay, before those characters, anytime we had a trade deficit, a call to action would occur, because they know how serious trade deficits are. It destroys families. It destroys jobs. But they've ignored it now, because they can mask it with a stupid quantitative easing, this QE. Just go out, print more money, bring interest rates, keep them down to zero, turn around and buy more stocks, more stock buybacks. Go over to the companies, send money to the companies, they keep buying their own shares, keep buying their own shares. But they don't see what's going on behind them with these weak dollars and higher yields. That's linked to a very bad trade deficit that's going to take you down. Trade deficits have eliminated millions of high-wage manufacturing jobs. Under Obama alone, 5 million under him alone. Trade deficits has eliminated companies, research and development. They rather go do stock buybacks. It's unbelievable. We've had to borrow money from China to finance these deficits. That's killing us. So what do? Make sure you're in the right stocks, and that's what we do here. We make sure you're in the right stocks. And we have a chart that tells you when to get in, when to get out. So now we got a terrible trade deficit they don't want to talk about, and they don't want to talk about stagflation. Now, you're not going to get Buttigieg to talk about the high trade deficit. You're not going to get Buttigieg to talk about the stagflation. And you're not going to get Buttigieg to talk about the freight problem we have. He's not going to talk about anything. He's too busy. Listen. He's too busy. Listen to him.
Ooh, boo. Ooh, boo boo doo doo. Boo 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 doo.
Yeah, see, he's busy. He's at home. He's home with his husband. And going goo 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 goo, gaggy gaggy, googie goochie. Unbelievable. When we have the worst trade deficit, the worst inflation. And how do we get here? Through stupid programs. These enhancement benefit check program. And here's the beautiful thing people don't understand. When that ended, we had 9 million people on that program getting checks, getting that extra $300. First, they got $1,400 one-time shot. Then they got an extra $300 on top of the $300 they get from the state, so they had a total of $600 unemployment. But the big thing about that, they didn't have to pay. Remember, they had 18 months where they'd have to pay their rent, they'd have to pay their house payment. They had all that money. That ended, 5 weeks ago? But guess what? They're not going back to work. Out of the 9 million people, we still have 6 million people not going back to work. Why? Because the programs that are in this new program they're passing, this communist program that they're passing, it disincentivizes people to go to work. Why would they go to work? Now they're going to get child care. Up to $3,600 for each kid. And now they're talking about universal income.
Today, the Chicago City Council passed the mayor's budget plan, and it includes a guaranteed basic income plan that will give thousands of residents monthly payments from the city of Chicago.
The Universal Basic Income Pilot Program is a $31.5 million cash assistance program meant to help hard-hit low-income households. During her post-council remarks, the mayor said it's the largest targeted economic relief program in history, and it's just part of what she's calling a resiliency and recovery budget. The budget relies on $1.9 billion in federal funds distributed through the American Rescue Plan.
So basic income is the idea that every person in the country will have some standard of living provided to them.
So instead of having a number of different programs folks would go to, there would be one check that goes out to every single person. That would be their source of federal or government support.
Let's see what Gucci has to say.
Ooh, boo.
Yeah, he's too busy.
Boo, boo, doo, doo.
Yeah, he's too busy. You can't talk to him. All right. Hang up on him. He won't talk to me. So, you got to continue to make money no matter if the market's up or no matter if the market's down, and that's what we do here at Phil's Gang. We make sure our members make money when the market's up and the market's down. That is the key. And the key is my gang members don't give a damn whether the market's up or down. They don't care because they make money both ways. If it goes up, they're making money. If it goes down, they're making money because they know how to sell short the market. They also know and understand how the market works. They know the stock market is one of the biggest frauds ever. And if you're in this fraud from the beginning in 2009, or you got in 2013, you made a boatload of money. You'll never have easy money like this again. Now what's happening? After 13 years, we have the tourists. The tourists are coming in now. The tourists came in right before the dot-com crash. The tourists came in right before the housing crash. The tourists always come in at the end. Why? Because you got these morons on these business networks that are getting them all juiced up, all hyped up. Come on in, you got to buy in the pullback, buy in the pullback, buy in the pullback. It's just crazy. Buy in the pullback. You never buy on the pullback unless you know the trend of money has stopped completely going out from that stock. So many people are buying on pullbacks, but money is still going out. Just like people are buying stocks today, having no idea, we have more stocks that are underneath the 50-day moving average support than above it. You're getting trapped. Please join my gang free for 10 days and just check it out. You'll go, God, I'm glad I did. 877-600-GANG.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Here at Phil's Gang, we are creeping it real. Now, here's Phil.
I want to see what you think about Amphenol, ticker APA.
I've always liked Amphenol. Amphenol is just the building blocks. It's the plumbing. It's just the cables that are everywhere, and they're omnipresent. Amphenol is a buy.
Amphenol is not a buy. In fact, we've been doing this. We've been tracking his stocks. And then what we do in class, we go through them and tell him why his picks were so bad. And then he only has one, I think, out of 7 that's doing anything. But what he does, he picks stocks based on, he has these guys come on his program, these CEOs, tells how great the CEOs are. And how they're great guys, they're really good guys. You know how he talks. I mean, you know. I mean, here, listen. Here he is talking about another stock. You can hardly understand him. It's like got a mouthful of marbles. This guy. Yeah, it sounds just like him, doesn't it? We should put him and Budabeg together over there. Okay, so the stocks that he's telling people to buy are ridiculous. They're just. I wish you'd come to my class. You'd see. Join for 10 days free, and we go over his stocks, and you're going to be amazed how bad these stocks are, because he buys the stocks based on fundamentals. You never buy a stock anymore based on fundamentals. Anybody who buys a stock based on what a company does or the fundamentals of that is crazy, because since 2009, they came in and interfered with our free market system. Since they've done QE and all this printing of money every day, $125 million a month goes in just to rig the stock market to go up. They've been doing that since 2009. Can you imagine? And at the same time, because they're not taking care of business, they're letting our trade deficit that's going to take this market down. If you don't believe me, I just thought about it. Go back to 1987. We started a short, the 1987 crash. We started a short in January. And then it, as you know, it crashed in October. But the biggest problem they had back then was the trade deficit. That's what finally tipped it over. When you have a trade deficit, that means you got a weak dollar and you got higher interest rates. So that means your dollar is so weak, you have no purchasing power. There's no purchasing power. So when you have no purchasing power, and at the same time you got interest rates going up, yields, people sell their bonds, you lose your money in your bond, and the yield goes up. So if you got higher interest, we'll call it interest for you, and you got a weak dollar, that's a terrible combination. That'll tip your stock market over. And we had a deficit, and right now our deficit, I think it was September deficit, was something like 95 billion, historic high. They don't care. So why don't you just try my gang for 10 days, and I got a new group here of stocks, okay, called my stocking stuffers for Christmas. And we stay with these stocks all the way up through Christmas. And so it'd become fun for you. It would be fun. Just join the gang free for 10 days, and I go over these stocks, and they're my stocking stuffers, and you'll see how easy it is, where we identify by a color code when to buy that stock. Now, if you go back and you take a look at what I got for Kramer stocks here, and you see his buys, he was buying his stocks when money's flowing out. Money is flowing out. Every one of his stocks that he bought, money was flowing out of it. And people are losing money. Losing money. Now, there's one stock he has that finally turned around, and we're using that. We bought a few shares of it because we want to follow his stocks, okay, because they're great to teach. If you follow his stocks, they're wonderful because he teaches you what not to do based on a simple formula of you buy a stock when money's going into it, not when money's coming out of it. And we developed as patent a color-coded chart that identifies if that money is going in or the money is going out. Now, let's talk a little bit about the tech. So they are trying as hard as hell to drive the yields back down because this country, remember, Wall Street, the hedge funds, the White House, people in Congress, representatives, senators, they all made their fortunes in the tech industry, tech stocks. Since 2013, the financial engineering, where all they do is print money, no way the stock market can't go up since 2013, the way they've been doing it, and they've made a fortune. Now, the problem they've got, now we got huge headwinds. We got trade deficits, we got stagflation, and when the yields started to come back up, everybody was getting out of the tech stocks, and they're going into bank stocks. They're going into oil stocks. That's what we're doing. Finally, they had to financially engineer the market to reverse it. They wanted to make sure everybody got out of the bank stocks, got out of the oil stocks, and shifted to the big tech stocks so they could protect Nancy Pelosi and all the other people in Congress and the hedge funds and so forth, because they're overweight tech stocks in all their portfolios, and they want to make sure that tech stocks went back up. And that's how they're trying to drive them back up. Now the thing is, if you're going to get into a tech stock, you're going to get into one of the FANG stocks, you got to put it on a chart so you know exactly when to get out. Give you an example. We have Netflix. Okay, Netflix. And Netflix is doing well. Okay, Microsoft is doing well. Out of all their stocks. Now, if I go and I take a look at some of the other stocks, they're not doing well at all. Those are the only two that are really doing well. The bank stocks now are pulling back. All the bank stocks are pulling back. They were doing well for quite a while. But let's take Apple. Okay, Apple's starting to pull back a little bit here again today. These big tech stocks, there's only a couple where they're doing well. That's it. I mean, and the bank stocks that were doing well are pulling back because they're still trying to force these stocks like Amazon. They're trying to push Amazon up. They're trying to push it back up. They couldn't do it. It went back up a little bit here today, But they're having trouble here getting these stocks up. And here's the other thing. They're having trouble keeping the bank stocks up. They're having trouble keeping the oil stocks up. The market's hit a headwind right now. And I'm hoping this is the point where we get a good correction as soon as they start talking about stagflation, which we have, and they're lying about it. But look, it doesn't matter to my members what the market's doing. Because if it goes up, we make money. If it goes down, we make money. If you don't believe it, join my gang for 10 days, free. And you can go to my site, philsgang.com, and click where it says Working Investor Group. Join the Working Investor Group. You get your color-coded chart, and you have your membership. Or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-GANG or 877-600-4264. Look, I know it's hard. You sit there and you're watching these financial shows on TV, and they look like they're geniuses. They look like they're geniuses. Really? You know, I always get a kick out of them. They're always geniuses, right? And as soon as the market crashes, they bring them back on, and they say, well, tell the audience why the market went down. Wait a minute. For 2 years, they're telling everybody, buy. And then when the market goes down and crashes, they bring them on, the same people, and now they're experts why it went down. That's insane. That's crazy. So the only area that there's not going to be any place to hide when the market crashes. There just isn't. That's why you got to learn how to sell short. It's easy. We'll show you how to do it. Okay. In the meantime, right now, what you got to do is you got to stay with the stocks, the big tech stocks in that group, because they're driving yields down, and that's what pushes the tech stocks up, and that's why you're seeing money coming out of oil, and you're seeing your money coming out of almost everything to go back into big tech. But remember, that's only been 2 days they've been doing that. 2 days don't make a solid trend. But join my gang, and you'll know whether to stay in or get out. And you'll always be out of your stock in time. Never will you not be out in time. And you'll have a stop to help you. See you in the trade.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.